Hey guys, Walt D 1911. I know it's been a while since I've made a video, but with the holidays and all the craziness that's been going on over the last 6 weeks or so, it's been difficult for me to find some time to do anything gun related, that's for sure. But anyway, it's late January 2014. Colder than a well digger's ass here in central Jersey, Jersey Shore area. 14 degrees today. 46 yesterday. So go figure that. Only in New Jersey. I mean, 99% of the laws in this state are screwed up. Why should the weather be any different? But anyway, what I'm doing today is I have a couple additions to my AR-15, to my Wyndham weaponry AR-15. No big deal on some of these things that I'm going to show you today. Very simple installation. You certainly don't have to be a gunsmith or an AR-15 expert to do some of the things that I'm going to do here today. But it's been almost 4 weeks. I'm off the cigarettes, which is really good. I've been trying to quit for a long time. And I did pick up another bad habit, though, and that is my vaporizer. But it's not cigarette smoke. It's just vapor. It has a very low dose of nicotine in there, so it takes the edge off. And it's actually been working. So I'm going to stick with this for a while and see if I can stay off those damn cigarettes. But anyway, as you can see, it's just vapor. There's no smoke. So let me put this down. Oh, I wanted to show you guys. What do you guys think of this shirt? Charlie, don't surf. Now, I picked this up at a gun show last year. Forgot I even had it. Found it in my drawer this afternoon. And if anybody's a fan of the movie Apocalypse Now, you'll know what this shirt means. So I thought you might get a kick out of that. All right, let's move ahead here. I know I'm rambling on. And let's talk about what we're going to do with this Wyndham weaponry AR-15. First thing that I did, which was very simple, is I added this sling adapter. This is for a single point sling. And actually the sling I have can be used as a single point or as a 2-point. But basically what this does, this just clips around the front of the stock buffer tube here. And then you have your choice of either attaching your sling right and left, and we'll get into that a little bit later in the video. The second thing that I installed on the lower is just this Ergo Grip magazine well piece here. It's just a rubber piece because I have a tendency to hold the magazine well and the magazine when I'm shooting. If I'm shooting off a rest, obviously if I'm shooting from the shoulder fired position, I'm going to use the front stock. All right, but very inexpensive, about 20 bucks, and I got it in the flat dark earth, as I have my magazines in flat dark earth. So it's basically something like that, and you could hold like this. It just gives you a little bit of a finger groove here and gives you a little bit more of a thickness here to hold on to. So plus I think it looks pretty cool. Very easy to install. All you have to basically do is your trigger guard assembly, just push in your D10 pin. This slides down and then the piece just slid over the mag well, and that's that. So we'll go ahead and reattach the D10 pin on our AR-15, we're just going to push that down and it snaps back into place. And that's all she wrote on that. Very simple. The back of the ergo grip goes into the trigger guard. If you could see that. Let's see if I can give you a good angle. There you go. Alright, and that's basically all we did for the lower receiver for this. Alright. Eventually I will be replacing this buttstock with something a little more comfortable, a little more ergonomic. This is okay, but there's other stocks out there that I think would be more comfortable to go with. Originally, the first thing I did with this AR-15, I think I showed it in another video, is I replaced the pistol grip with the Magpul Myad. Interchangeable back straps, or even the front strap if you want. You could put your there's like a finger groove thing, which I don't really care for, and it's nicer than the standard A2 grip. It's more comfortable. So that's basically it on the lower. Now the upper. All right. Just your standard upper, 5.56 223, and it's got the standard hand guard in the front. That will be replaced with a Magpul MOE. I'll be heading out to the Great American Outdoor Show in Harrisburg next week. I'm going to bring the video camera with me just to see if we can get some video. Maybe on the outside. I doubt I could do it on the inside. I don't have a press pass, and I really have no intentions of obtaining a press pass. So I'll do what I can. Try to get some cool video. Maybe the outside place. Maybe, you know, as we're driving up or whatever, and we'll talk guns and gear and all that cool stuff. All right. Only thing that's been replaced so far on the upper is, and I think I showed this before, I have a high-vis front sight post that's installed. It's a fiber optic. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it or not. It's a green fiber optic. Yeah, you can see a little bit there. Makes it a lot easier to pick up that front sight. I got to tell you, for you guys that have your own YouTube channel, or if you do a lot of videotaping, setting up is really, it's really frustrating at times. I mean, I've been messing with this light behind me. You know, do we have enough light? Does it look good? You know, moving the camera back and forth, making sure I'm in the frame. There's a lot to it. There's definitely a lot to it. It's not just throwing a video camera up and taking a video. You know, there's a lot of planning ahead of this, and you know, as far as the setup of the camera and the lighting, and I hope this looks okay. I hope you can see everything. But it's sometimes could be challenging. You know, I would normally do this out in my workshop, but at 14 degrees, no way am I standing out there to make a video. So everybody should appreciate the guys that have YouTube channels. We work hard trying to make it look good for you guys, and I'm sure you do. Another thing I wanted to thank was all the subs and all the views and all the videos that have been shared by the YouTube community. I really, really appreciate it. I've had a lot of fun over the last year and a half doing these videos, and hopefully I'll have a little bit more time, a little bit more better content, and move forward with the channel. So, all right, anyway, let's move on. I know I'm standing here rambling. All right, so what are we doing on the upper receiver? All right, something we're going to do is very simple. We have a new bolt. This is a nickel boron competition bolt that I got as a Christmas gift this year, which I was really, really appreciative to, because these are not cheap. These are not cheap replacement parts, that's for sure. It's got a titanium firing pin in there, and apparently the way that I guess with the coating and the way that they have this goldish coating on it, is it's supposed to run better. Even as it gets fouled and dirty, they're supposed to continue running as a competition bolt. But I'm not a 3-gun guy or a competitor. Certainly not with this rifle. I certainly don't have enough time on it to even consider that. But this was a Christmas / birthday gift, since my birthday's around the same time, a couple days after Christmas, and I can't wait to shoot this. I tell you. About 2 weeks ago, we had planned, me and my nephew and a couple other folks, we had planned on going out today and running the ARs. But we had to cancel with the weather. It's just too damn cold. And I'm too damn old to be standing out there in the cold. So anyway, we're gonna install this. But first, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna lube it up a little bit. I took it all apart, got the factory grease out of it, and we're just going to put a little bit of lube and make sure that it's coated nicely. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. You especially want to get into your bolt here. And I really don't want it dripping wet, but I definitely want it where it's wet to your touch. I know there's a lot of different people, have different opinions about how much lubrication you should use on your AR-15, but from the folks that I've spoken to that know AR-15s, and you can't over lubricate it. Let's put it that way. If anybody's familiar with Larry Vickers, he's got a show, TAC TV. It's on, I believe it's either on the Outdoor Channel or on the Sportsman's Channel, one of those two. And he did a demonstration using an AR-15 and a Beretta M9, and he basically took a tub, filled it with 5 gallons of Castrol GTX motor oil, dropped the whole AR-15 in there, magazine and all, picked it up out of the tub, cleared the muzzle, and just fired 30 rounds full auto without a hitch. Did the same thing with the Beretta M9, dumped it into the oil, picked it up, drained the muzzle, the barrel out, and shot 15 rounds as fast as he could with it, no issues. So I guess his point is, don't worry about over lubricating. And again, there's a lot of arguments with that depending on the environment, and but for the way that I shoot, just for fun, I'm not going to worry about over lubricating anything. So, all right, so I think that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and install the bolt into the receiver. Okay, there we go. Nice contrast with the black, huh? And the gold. It looks pretty nice. Well, we'll just have to wait and see how it shoots. All right. Well, I think that looks pretty good. All right. Now the next thing we're going to do is I've removed the handrail, the A2 rear sight carry handle. I probably screwed up the terminology. This thing. All right. And on top of this particular one, I have a Picatinny rail. So what I did was is I bought a little bit of a rail that's going to raise this red dot up a little bit higher so I can co-witness it with the front sight. Now this particular red dot is not a very expensive, it's not an ACOG, it's not an EOTech, it's not an aim point, it's just a little aluminum true glow. All right, but it actually works pretty good. For my purposes, I don't see me spending $300 or $400 or on a red dot. Maybe a couple hundred down the road if I really start getting into shooting the AR. I know Vortex makes a pretty reasonable one. As a matter of fact, if you go to the Firearm Guy channel, he just did a video on a Vortex red dot, which is, from what I understand, is pretty reasonable in price for good quality. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to just install this onto our rail. And it's pretty simple to do. We're going to loosen this up. Okay, there we go. And then basically we're just going to hand tighten this. We're just going to hand tighten. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my gunsmith screwdriver and I'm very gingerly going to just give it a little bit of a lockdown. But I'm not going to crank it, I'm just making it a little bit tighter than I can get it with my hand. Alright, so that's how we're looking right now. And then basically what I'll do is the next time I get this out to the range, and I might even just use the 22 conversion if I can't get outside within the next couple weeks to shoot this. And I'll sight this in by co-witnessing the red dot with the fiber optic front sight. And it's basically just for fun. Alright, so it should be pretty cool. Let's turn this red dot on. First of all, there's 11 settings. So let's go to number 11 since we're inside, and let's just take a quick look. Oh, it's pretty bright. Pretty bright. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but I'll stick it up in the camera, I think. And there you go. You can see the red dot. And then I'll just adjust that so I can co-witness that front sight. See if you can see a little better here. Oh, it's kind of hard. There you go. You got a little bit of a red dot there. All right. And again, like I said, there's 11 levels of brightness for this dot. At the indoor range, you probably don't need that all the way up. Especially if I turn the overhead light out above me, you can see it pretty good. So, all right. So then we have that. Let's get this oil out of the way before I spill it. Alright, we'll put the caps back on. Alright, next. What we have is our flat dark earth single point sling. Now, I showed you guys this when I picked this up at a gun show out in Pennsylvania, a couple months ago. Alright, it's a nice sling, it's a nice heavy duty, very thick nylon webbing. And all the way around we got a little bit of bungee action there on both sides. And then that would be attached to this piece here. And this piece here actually attaches right to our swivel attachment, which I put on. Now, depending on which way I'm going to shoot this, since I'm right-handed, I'll probably just place this on the right-hand side, or actually on the left-hand side. And it just snaps on like that. This piece can get folded up. Okay, and this could actually, even if you're not using the sling, you could just leave this on. It'll stay out of your way. And then basically what we're going to do is we're going to take our sling. It's just got a nice heavy duty buckle, and there we go. So we got our single point sling and flat dark earth. We have our magazine well ergo grip in flat dark earth. And I've got several of these P-mags in flat dark earth. So I think between the three things here, it breaks it up with the black. I don't know. I kind of liked a little bit of the contrast. And that's that. So that's our upgrades, guys. And before I make this video any longer, it's already too long probably for me rambling on, let me know what you think. Alright, like I said, I don't plan on doing too much more to this AR. It is kind of nice the way it is, but I think eventually I will wind up replacing the buttstock. Now here in New Jersey, the problem that we have here in New Jersey is, and I've mentioned this before too, is that the adjustable stock cannot be adjustable. This is actually pinned into the buffer tube with these roll pins in here. There's a couple, I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but there's roll pins here and here. This stock cannot move as per New Jersey law. And this is what makes us safe here. This is what makes us safe. Remember that. Okay? I feel so much safer with it not being able to be adjustable. So, trying to find one, you know, that's decent is not so easy because I'm going to have to pin it regardless of whatever stock I choose. Alright. That's it, guys. I hope you liked the video. I know I kind of rambled on a little bit, but it's been a while since I made a video, so I was kind of jonesing to get this done. Plus the fact that it's 14 degrees outside, what else are we going to do? But if you have any comments, any questions, please post them on the video. And again, thanks for watching, and make sure you shoot straight and shoot safe. Later, guys.